Was a very unusual circumstance because we were on a deserted beach in the middle of heaven. And so that was one of the things with Alba Fontana, who is very complex and was a really fascinating character to play.
Carla Gugino is an American actress who has a net worth of $4 million. Carla Gugino is known for her performances in such films as Red Hot, Sin City, Righteous Kill, Gerald's Game, and the Spy Kids trilogy. She has also starred on many television series, including Karen Sisco, Threshold, and Jett. Elsewhere on television, Gugino had substantial roles on Falcon Crest, Spin City, Chicago Hope, Entourage, and Californication, among other shows. Carla Gugino was born on August 29, 1971 in Sarasota, Florida, to an Italian-American father and a mother of English-Irish descent. When she was 2, her parents separated, and she subsequently moved back and forth between their homes in Sarasota and Paradise, California. In the latter city, Gugino lived in a teepee and van with her bohemian mother. After working for some time as a teenage fashion model, she earned enough to support herself and became legally emancipated from her parents at the age of 16.
Was that once I landed on our location, I understood so much about this character, about this woman who would choose to live in that kind of remote place. This character had been a documentarian, had been divorced from her husband, and is in a moment in her life where she is confronted with her own identity and with who she is. And so it was a really interesting process. I think characters always teach us things, but this was a really deep and profound experience for me.
Gugino made her film debut in the 1989 comedy troupe Beverly Hills, starring Shelley Long. The following year, she appeared in Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael. Gugino's next film was the 1993 biographical coming-of-age drama This Boy's Life, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. The same year, she had her first leading roles, starring opposite Balthazar Getty in Paul Haggis's Red Hot and opposite Pauly Shore in Son-in-Law. Gugino was subsequently in Miami Rhapsody, The War at Home, Wedding Bell Blues, Michael, and Love Life. In 1998, she starred in 3 films, Jaded, Snake Eyes, and Judas Kiss. In 2001, Gugino played family matriarch Ingrid Cortez in the hit action comedy Spy Kids. She starred alongside Antonio Banderas, Alexa Vega, Darryl Sabara, and Danny Trejo. Gugino went on to reprise her role in the sequels Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams, and Spy Kids 3D, Game Over. The same year as the first Spy Kids, Gugino appeared in The Center of the World, The Jimmy Show, and The One. Later, in 2005, she had a notable role as lesbian lawyer Lucille in the crime film Sin City. The year after that, Gugino appeared in Even Money and played the love interest of Ben Stiller's character in the fantasy comedy Night at the Museum. Gugino appeared in 3 films in 2007, The Lookout, Rise, Blood Hunter, and American Gangster.
When everyone's getting ready to watch Jett, what are you watching at home?
Well, I just watched and was obsessed with Escape from Dannemora.
Don't tell anybody.
In 2008, she starred opposite Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in the action thriller Righteous Kill. Gugino concluded the decade with a whopping 5 films, including the superhero thriller Watchmen, the sports drama The Mighty Max, and the comedy Women in Trouble. Subsequently, in 2010, she starred in Electra Lux and Every Day and had a supporting role in Faster. Gugino had another big year in 2011 with 5 credits: I Melt With You, Girl Walks Into a Bar, Sucker Punch, Mr. Hopper's Penguins, and New Year's Eve. She went on to star in Hotel Noir, Match, and the disaster film San Andreas. In 2016, Gugino starred opposite Michael Shannon in the sports drama Wolves and lent her voice to the animated film Blaine. The next year, she starred in the science fiction film The Space Between Us and the psychological thriller Gerald's Game. Her other credits have included the science fiction thriller Elizabeth Harvest and the action thriller Gunpowder Milkshake. Gugino also voiced the character Keller in the superhero films Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Gugino began acting on television in the late 80 seconds, appearing in episodes of Who's the Boss, Saved by the Bell, and Elf. Her first substantial role, a recurring part, was on the primetime soap opera Falcon Crest from 1989 to 1990. She subsequently appeared in episodes of such shows as Doogie Howser, MD, The Wonder Years, Quantum Leap, and Davis Rules. Gugino also appeared in some television films, including A Private Matter and Motorcycle Gang. In 1996, she played the main role of Ashley Schieffer in the first season of the sitcom Spin City, closing out the decade. Gugino began playing the main role of Dr. Gina Simon on the medical drama series Chicago Hope. After leaving Chicago Hope in 2000, Gugino starred in the television film She Creature. She next starred on the short-lived crime drama series Karen Sisco in 2003. Gugino starred on another short-lived series, Threshold, from 2005 to 2006. Following that, in 2007, she began playing the recurring role of Amanda Daniels on Entourage, a role she played through 2010. That year, she played the recurring part of Abby Rhodes on Californication. In 2012, Gugino appeared in the miniseries Political Animals and had a 3-episode arc on the sitcom New Girl. A few years later, she had a main role in the first season of the science fiction mystery series Wayward Pines. She returned as a guest for the second season. During this time, Gugino also had a recurring role on the short-lived series The Brink and a main role on another short-lived series, Roadies. Her next main role was on Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House in 2018. The year after that, Gugino starred on the short-lived Cinemax series Jett, kicking off the 2020 seconds. Gugino starred in Manhunt, Deadly Games, the second season of the Manhunt anthology crime series. She was also in Netflix's The Haunting of Bly Manor. Gugino went on to star in the Netflix horror drama miniseries The Fall of the House of Usher, based on both the eponymous short story and other works by Edgar Allan Poe. In 1996, Gugino began dating Venezuelan filmmaker Sebastian Gutierrez, who later directed her in his comedies Women in Trouble and Electrolux. The two are not married and have no plans to get betrothed despite continuing to be romantic
There's
partners.
always different challenges. I think the challenge for me in this particular show is that because Alba is searching for her identity, because she is in a moment where she finds herself in an unconventional sort of forbidden relationship that's at the sort of the hidden core of this piece. This piece is very much it's action packed. It is very suspenseful. There's a lot of tension, a lot of high stakes mind games, but ultimately at its core, there is a very unconventional love story and a relationship that Alba doesn't really understand. So I think what was really interesting for me was to explore that in real time and find, not make too many decisions prior to playing her, and that made for a really interesting experience. We were also able to shoot a fair amount of it in sequence, and that's also kind of wonderful because you get to feel how things unfold. So I would say in terms of